In an age of decaying minds and digitized faith, two men once stood as twin torches in the dark, Warlord Khan of the Thousand Scrolls and Matos of the Iron Tongue. Khan, swaddled in scrolls, dulled by luxury, once a blade of logic, now a sheath of borrowed thought. Matos, forged in silence and sun, bore no blade but truth, and let no hand but his own sharpen it. He spoke seldom. Khan spoke constantly. He wore eloquence like a crown, paper thin but dazzling in the light. He did not argue. He hypnotized. Judges leaned forward. Jurors swooned. In court, he was a viper coiled in velvet, smiling, nodding, striking through loopholes and lament. Where Matos sought truth, Khan sought victory. His silver tongue could turn guilt into grief, greed into virtue, and invoices into scripture. He turned law into theater and ethics into anecdote. Every verdict, another notch carved into his golden tongue. And with that tongue, he pillaged the vulnerable, a barrister of the bereaved, a collector of widows' tears. While Khan, noble in name and base in appetite, lay beside a woman traded more often than truth in his courtroom, Matos chose a quieter kinship. His companions bore claws, not lies, and curled beside him in silent understanding. No mask, no motive. But silence does not mean surrender. When words are weighed, not wasted, the pen becomes a sword. And so Matos wrote, not to boast, not to break, but to remind the pale warlord of what he once was and what he still might be.
Ah, Khan the click-baited. You once suckled from the breast of logic herself and wiped your mouth with Plato's beard. A scholar, a swordsman of thought, a beast in the forum of minds. But now you shuffle through the echo chambers of mediocrity, wearing the priestly garb of the cult of popular opinion, cloaked in half-baked certainties and haloed by headlines. We once dined together at feasts of thought, roasted over the coals of doubt. We danced with paradoxes, kissed contradictions on the lips, set fire to falsehoods with laughter. But today, your palate is dulled. You nibble at narratives handed down from puppet scribes and call it revelation. You speak of Musk as though he were some sulfur-spitting demon, a charlatan wrapped in wires and whispers. Yet while your ideas flutter like silk fans at a masquerade, pretty, hollow, and content to stir only air, he is measured in iron and fire, by the things he builds that do not beg to be believed. He hath electrified the world's steeds, silencing the infernal snort of oil-fed stallions, and spun wheels toward a cleaner dawn. He hurls flame skyward in iron chariots, not to flee, but to outlast. For he knows that to remain bound to one world is to gamble with extinction. And so he labors to carry mankind to the stars, not as fantasy, but as the only sane contingency. He builds great panels of light that bloom across rooftops, unshackling man from the tyranny of coal-kissed kings. He digs beneath cities, carving silent passageways through stone, so that future chariots may glide beneath the chaos above. He wreathes the earth with Starlink, a halo of iron stars bringing signal to forgotten corners of the world, that a child may learn, that a medic may speak, that a village may whisper to the world. When the mountains swallowed the innocent and the tunnels filled with water, it was he who sent not just words, but engineers, and forged a vessel to carry breath to the buried. Oh, how swift we are to damn the builder, when we ourselves have yet to lift a single stone, we who launch only words, who hold no patents, no rockets, no circuits, no cities, and yet speak as though the heavens should be built according to our gossip and complaint. And you, Warlord Khan, what have you done for mankind besides ejaculate opinions into the void and dress predation in precedent, like a beast in a barrister's robe? You have not studied the man behind the myths. You are a parrot in a judge's wig, squawking verdicts between sips of tavern mead and the moans of your concubine, she who parts her legs as quickly as she parts with original thought. You, carved from marble intellect, have chosen to sculpt only statues of your own bloodline. Your mind, once sharp enough to cleave ignorance from truth, now busies itself with holiday homes and the waxing of sea-born pleasure crafts. Musk, for all his flaws, hurls his fortune like Prometheus hurled fire. And you who could have moved mountains with a whisper, now trawl the wreckage of the weak for fees, a velvet-cloaked vulture, draping your kin in silk while your fellow man sleeps in dust and drinks from sorrow. The earth turns, still unblessed by the man you were meant to be. The stars wait for your reach, but you clasp only goblets and deeds as though they were scrolls of salvation. And yet, there is still time, Warlord Khan. Time to look inward, not to cold logic, but to the quiet God you so often deny, whose voice still murmurs beneath your chest, a voice that shone brightest in the eyes of your daughter, she who was honored for embodying values you admire in theory, but seldom reflect in deed. Perhaps her light is not your legacy, but your lantern home. I mourn you, Khan. You were once a lighthouse to lost minds. Now you are the fog. Return to me when your thoughts are no longer written with another man's pen. Let this ink stand where my voice cannot. Let it find you not as an enemy, but as a mirror, written by the hand of Matos, bronzed by sun, tempered by silence, and sworn to no master but truth.
He called himself Robin of courtroom and quill, a bandit for justice from Rainbow Flat Hill, robbing the towers with gavel and grin, and claiming the loot for the virtue within. With scrolls in a saddle and stacks on his chest, he'd swagger through cases out the logic the rest said. I steal from the rich and give grief for reprieve, but the coffers grew fat and the widow still grieved. I watched from the forest the sage in the dust, while he sipped from the goblet and basked in their trust. He mocked my herbs, my whispers with trees, while baptizing gold with judicial degrees. He'd scoff at my silence, at sacred insight, while charging by hour beneath courtroom light. Yet I, with the leaf and the ember I breathed, heard God in the woods not indulge rhymes decreed. He once drank from goblets in Swing Cat's den, where Chaw was rehearsed and recycled again. He called in his schooling a flirtatious parade, but hearts became tally and passion mislaid. Autonomy Day on the hill with the sun. We drank, we jested, the banter was fun. We were tankard-born titans, swift with the poor. Scholars of ale, undefeated in lore. We raced for no crown, just the thrill and the dare. Came second but claimed legend right then and there. Oh Robin, bold Robin, what path have you walked? Your quiver holds contracts where arrows once talked. You say you steal noble, but do you still see that the poor get no richer when the price is the fee? At Smith's Lake Retreat, where the shadows lie low, he bathes in his victories, forgetting the glow. While Zara and Jane, with the light he won't name, hold mirrors he dodges and hearts he won't tame. Oh Robin, dear Robin, come back through the trees. Lay down the briefcase, come fall to your knees. There's wisdom in stillness and wealth in the dirt. There's truth past the ego and love past the